Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about a very important topic, watering. How do you keep your plants from suffering in the heat? They stress just like we do in the heat. And what do? How do we keep our plants so lush in the very hot? We have an extreme heat warning right now, so I thought this was a very important topic. Uh, we're at 95 plus. We are going to have a heat index of over 100 this weekend. And so we have to really be on top of our watering. So where do we garden? We garden in southern New Jersey in zone 6B. So we get pretty hot here. And today it's 95 degrees. It's really hot. You can tell I'm probably melting and my hair is going to start looking like a chia head in a very short time. But what we do, I'm going to give you little video clips as we go around the yard and what we do, but I just want to give you a brief overview. Anything that's in pots, we water twice a day. The things that are in pots out on the lawn where the sprinkler system, which is overhead watering, hits, we'll hit it in the morning, and then we'll come in the afternoon and we'll water a second time. And that's everything that's on the lawn that isn't on drip system. The things that are on drip systems, which is all of our pots that are on our porches, our back patios, eventually everything will have on drip. We're hoping this fall we'll get that installed. It's a little hot right now to install it right now. So we make sure that everything gets watered. If it's above 90, for sure everything gets watered twice a day. If it's above 85, everything on our drip systems goes off at 8 o'clock in the morning and somewhere around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So that, because pots dry out really quick above 85 degrees. Under 85 degrees, we usually can get away with once a day. We run it once a day because it can get expensive. Water costs money. Right now, our water bill is running about $200 a day. I mean a day. No, not a day, a month. But we like to keep it under 200 if we can. So we hand water a lot for the things that are out in the lawn. The trees, you can't forget about your trees. If you're not getting an average of an inch a week, make sure you hand water your trees in. Our trees do get hit by the sprinkler system. That is not enough for a tree. So if they are not getting, we will come up with a hose. You can poke holes into milk gallon jugs, and you can set them at the bases of your trees and slow water. The slower the watering, the more the tree roots can suck it up. We do that. You can buy rings, I know, that go around your trees, and to keep them from suffering. We only have to do that if we've gotten more than enough rain, so we haven't really had to worry about the trees. I do somewhat worry about them in the heat of above 100 degrees. You have to worry about everything. So that's basically an overview of what we do. So I'll show you some video clips and go around the yard. Have a great day. These are our bonsais, and the pots that have drainage, we water twice a day, and we water very thoroughly. This pot over here is a little different. It does not have drainage. So again, we water it thoroughly. Then we'll wait, just a minute or two for it to absorb in, and then we'll pick it up and we hold on to it with our hands to hold, if you have rock up there, and then we pour any excess out of them. You could do that over the sink, over the balcony, and I make sure that all the excess comes out. These baskets are on drip systems, so they water twice a day. All your pots, it's good if it's above 85 degrees, water them twice a day. They dry out so quickly. All of my bonsais are watered twice a day. And then we're done with that. We use a misting bottle, such as that, with just plain water in it. And we mist all the bonsais and any ferns that we have in pots. And as you can see, this keeps them very hydrated, very healthy. They're being trained. You can see the wire, the training wires on our bonsais. These are very young bonsais, just started. And then we missed the Boston ferns, and that's what keeps them green and lush looking and super healthy. And so that's pretty much how we take care of the bonsais, the ferns, anything that's more houseplant type gets taken care of like this all year round, except these are tender, so they'll be brought in. Now for plants you may have in a significant amount of sun that are shade plants, like these impatiens. Impatiens are a shade plant, but as you see, they are doing quite well. And the reason they're doing well is because when it reaches over 90 degrees, they get a second watering every day. Our sprinkler system hits them in the morning, and then in the afternoon, we will water them again, just using a hose, and we do overhead water. We do have soft water. They do kind of slightly get marks on their flowers, but you cannot really tell. They're just gorgeous. It really doesn't hurt the plant, because I know there's much ado about overhead watering. Most people have overhead watering. It's hard to get, when you have grass around it, to have everything on drip. So we will water them twice a day, once in the morning with the sprinklers. But the sprinklers, you have to remember, do not get deep into the root. So we come in with the hose if it's over 90 degrees, and we give them a second watering to cool them off and get those roots very wet, as you see here. And we go over them. And this is how you keep a shade plant and a sun plant together, because as you see, we have Supertunia vistas over here doing quite well alongside of impatiens. And I would call this a part sun area. It does get, probably this side gets 6+ hours, so it technically could be considered full sun, but it gets it at different times of the day. It gets it in the morning, and then it gets light in the evening time again. So as you can see, they are doing quite well with this method, and this is kind of how you can keep a shade plant in the sun. Here you'll see that we have rainbirds set up on 2 of our spigots. These you can get at any of your department stores for home goods like Home Depot, Lowe's. We have it automatically going off at 8:30 in the morning, and again at 4, to not interfere with the regular sprinkler system, which we only run in the mornings. We don't run our sprinklers for the grass twice a day. We have weeds all in our grass. We do not have the greenest grass. We're more concerned about our plants than we are the grass, because that is water and fertilizer hungry, and we just don't do that. But we've put this onto each. This is our setup. This goes to 1/2 inch tubing, and then as you can see, we just tap into it at different locations to take up we couldn't get the white tubing at the time, and we needed to get this set up when we went to the Newport Flower Show. And it goes up, and we got it tucked in, and it goes to all of our baskets. All of our pots are on that same irrigation. All of these, we're trying to figure out what to do at this point with the fact that they're peeing, that's the best I could say, all over the tile. What we're going to do about that, but we have to provide some kind of drainage so it's not a mess at our front steps. Our other tip is get everything you possibly can on drip. We have a lot of pots, as you can see. We have 2 raised gardens. These are our strawberries, tomatoes on our patio. They are all on the drip lines. We don't have to water them. They're automatically watering. We just have to check. We got these. We have 2 emitters on each basket, and it just changes your life. This whole setup, everything you see in pots is on drip. line. These are our vegetable gardens. They are also on drip, automatic watering. Even our plastic that's now growing root vegetables is on drip. You can see the drip lines. That's probably the best place to see kind of the configurations. In this one, we only have one going at this time, but we have 3 possible sprayers, emitters on there. We have some potted, big, large pots in our landscaping, set in our landscaping, in the more woodland areas where we have a lot of root. We have put some pots so that we can do annuals and also to create different heights within our garden. They are doing spectacular. We don't have them onto drip yet, but that is our goal, is to get the drip. We have it halfway run back here, but maybe in the fall we'll get it all set up for drip for next year, so we don't have to actually be manually out here, and the automatic system will water them twice a day. But right now the sprinklers kind of hit them in the morning, and then in the afternoon we come and we hand water them for the second watering right now.
It's a hot one out here today.
Yep.
95 and humid, very humid.
And what's the temperature supposed to be tomorrow and Sunday?
100 with a heat index of I think of about 105 to 110. It's going to be brutal.
So this is, you can't let them suffer. So you have to get in there with the water. And if you lose your plants, it's more than likely because you're not watering them enough, particularly annuals. They need food and water just like we do. An important thing to have is a hose that is non-aggravating, especially if you have a large garden. This 0G hose is more expensive, but we found it to be amazing. It's super flexible. Sorry, I don't have it on the actual, I wasn't prepared for this. But it's, as you can see, it's a different material. And we have found this to be the best hose. I think it cost $36. I forget what the footage that we got, but it doesn't kink. Even if it does kink and you pull on it, the kinks come out all on their own. It's fabulous. So I would recommend looking into hoses and finding a hose that works for you, because I get aggravated with the kinking. It's so easy to roll. It's not stiff. It's very flexible. So this is a hose we found really works for our large garden.